I think the real reason why they're recalling all the healthy food is because they want us to consume alcohol and junk food. Because notice how it's not vodka getting recalled. Notice how it's not Little Debbie cakes and Mountain Dew and McDonald's McChicken sandwiches and Sour Patch Kids getting recalled. It's eggs. It's lettuce. It's lentils. It's tofu. It's blueberries. It's chia seeds. You can't even buy fucking dog food without there being maggots inside that shit. They want us to be so stressed out trying to maintain a healthy lifestyle that we turn to classic coping mechanisms such as alcohol and junk food and fast food, because they realize big pharma and the fast food companies are losing business. This is the most healthiest generation we've ever had. Contrary to popular belief, a lot of people are getting wise to their health. They're maintaining healthier lifestyles. They're meal prepping healthier foods. They're making better choices as to things that they're consuming. The liquor stores aren't filled with people anymore. Fast food lines are not filled with people anymore. Hospital rooms are losing business. Because that's the thing. Big pharma is a fucking business. Healthcare system is a business. Pharmaceutical companies are businesses. How do they maintain their pockets? Off the backs of sick people. Off the backs of people whose livers and kidneys are twisted the fuck up because they drank liquor their whole lives. Off the stomach linings that don't exist anymore because you ate processed, microwaved garbage your entire life. And this is just my theory. All of this is alleged, obviously. I have to say that on here. And you can call me crazy, but you can't call me stupid. And just for the record, I love my life. That's it.
Yeah, welcome back with another banger. Yeah. Hit that like, sub it up, the react files. Hit that like, sub it up, the react files. Yeah. Y'all feel me? Let's run it.
So Donald Trump is about to let 300,000 pounds of beef in the United States. But guess what? He don't want to tell us where it's coming from. What the fuck? A lot of people better start turning vegan. But you know what else is weird about this shit? Last week, they just did a food recall on beef. 30,000 pounds. Now, out of nowhere, he want to let in 300,000 pounds. I mean, if you are the president and the meat is healthy, why not just tell us where it come from? Unless it's not healthy. Unless it's not meat. If you've noticed, it's been a lot of recalls. Grapes, lettuce, eggs, milk, cheese, bread, beef. Now he said, since the meat is super pricey, I'm going to bring in, like I said, people better become vegans. We are not sick. We're being poisoned. So you mean to tell me we're going to eat mystery meat? Thank God I'm vegan. I ain't got to worry about that shit. I remember I seen videos of people saying that fast food meat is not really meat. It's something else. Another thing we should say is this lab grown meat? Once again, if you are the president and this meat is healthy, why not tell us where it come from?
Where's the meat coming from? Shout out to King Gaia. 300,000 pounds of meat? And you ain't gonna tell us where it's coming from? I ain't gonna cap. I'm about to get on this vegan train as well, for sure. Simply because I don't know what I'm eating.
Why would
you walk up to me like that again? That'd be the last thing you ever fucking do in this world, bro. I just open the door and just knock you over. Bro, don't say another word to me. Say another word to me, bro. It'll be the last thing you ever say. Meow. Really? What's up, bro? Bro, what's up? What's up?
You need a hospital, bro?
Bro, what's up? What's up?
You know what state we're in?
I don't know.
Dude stole someone's real life and tried to sell merch with it.
My old landlord, just sent me this video. Apparently there were some agents showing up at my old residence, probably because of Instagram messages, because they're going through Insta DMs now. So I just want to say this, man. Y'all are just watching a man slowly crumble and slowly be torn apart by censorship and regulation and government. Like, I love y'all, but if you've been watching this channel for over 5 years for free, maybe go buy a shirt.
What the? Yeah. What? Dude, that's my apartment, buddy. That's my neighbor's apartment, but that video is from when the feds came to my place 5 months ago. You know, and they've been going to people's places ever since. This isn't news, but you know what is news is that now people can truly understand why you can't just trust anybody on here. You literally took my video, one of my first 2 videos that got me the following kind of what I have right now, and you make it a yours And ultimately because you want people to buy your t-shirts.
There's this account called News Updates for Real who steals other people's footage, claims it as his own, and screams at everyone in the comments to buy his shirts. Like he posted a video of law enforcement showing up claiming it was his old house, but really it was at Esoteric Jake's apartment. Made it look like the cops were there looking for him because Meta can now read your messages. So Jake posted this video calling him out for exactly what he is. A fraud running a content theft empire that's not really an empire because he's broke. Like, you do not get to steal someone's actual life, their actual encounters in real life, and then slap your name on it while pretending you're the brave hero exposing the truth. Like, Jake did not do this out of ego. He did it because that footage was his actual risk, his actual exposure, and someone else was profiting off of it. Like, the ones who create don't need to police everyone else. They just make real work. Anyone can see the difference when you feel the frequency. I'm making this video because this loser always steals my content and all he does is stand like this in front of it and nod. So comment scroll below if you've watched someone steal your energy and put their name on it. You already know this pattern, bro.
That's wild. Yeah, we're all familiar with that content creator. I don't know, man. These content creators these days are showing their true skin. Shout out to Laura Gochiega. Shout out to Esoteric Jake. They didn't show these videos, you would have never known. What's crazy is that dude is pretty popular. All to sell a t-shirt. Yeah, if it resonates with the right frequency, you'll definitely know. This is just sad.
Hello? It's the police. It's Redford.
Right, exactly.
Are you not the police?
Exactly the way you're saying it. Damn, work for us. Work for us. Damn.
Okay, do you got your ID?
I need your license.
Oh, God. Girl, bye. Y'all, it's something else today.
Step out of the car.
I'm not stepping. Come on.
No, you are. Step out of the car.
Sir, please, stop. Like,
No.
You relax.
I'm telling you. Get out of the car, please.
Sir, I don't have a problem stepping out the car.
Okay.
Relax. Like, she's doing a lot. Relax, literally.
Sit right here.
He asked me to sit here.
He said sit on his bumper.
Right. Is this
That's your bumper. Sit on his bumper, please.
Mister, you're gonna check your eyes, okay?
I'm not doing that.
You're not doing that?
Lock me up. If you believe that I should not be on the road, lock me up. We're in this profession together.
Yeah, so you should understand where we're coming from.
I do understand, ma'am. I do.
Okay.
I suck blood and put it on my face.
It is an extraction from a piece of skin that came from a young person far, far away, and they somehow figured out how to extract.
You know, it's funny, Smithers. I tried every tincture and poultice and tonic and patent medicine there is, and all I really needed was the blood of a young boy.
What is this? That stuff? Adrenochrome.
Adrenochrome?
Adrenochrome. Adrenochrome. Does that mean something? It's the very same thing you miss when it's gone.
Thank you, sir.
Carefully matching every child to their ideal monster.
It comes from people. Each unit is refined from approximately 100 human beings. Your planet is a farm.
Somebody was probably out to get QCP because that's what his mother is thinking.
I'm counting 23rd floor in Vegas for my son. Let me straighten y'all all out. First of all, My son is not dead. No matter what my son has done to me, no matter what he's done to you, he's still my child, okay? Now, somebody did this to him, and I know it because there's neurologically no reason. Pierre is alive. Is he well? No.
So she said he alive, but she said he not well. And then she said what got us all thinking like, what the fuck do she know? She said somebody did this to him. They say he suffered a heart attack in Las Vegas. But she's saying it might have been some funny business. Now she is his mother, so what does she know that everybody else don't? We all know he's connected to the music industry. And we know how the music industry is wicked. So I don't put nothing past nothing. So now I'm questioning, is there gonna be more information to come out that's gonna back her story up by saying someone did this? You already know when it comes to moms, they be knowing shit. So everybody pay attention to this.
Wishing him a speedy recovery. Shout out to Zay Reacts. He makes a good point. When it comes to this music business, entertainment industry, be a lot of funny business going on. Mama knows best.
I'm not touching him. I'm just saying, fuck you, dude.
You were sorry in the league. You were sorry in the league. Sorry ass. You were sorry in the league. You were sorry in the league. You wouldn't even do good in this league. Sorry ass. Sorry. Now you ain't good. You ain't good here. You ain't good here. You got the police with you. Man, you a kid. Oh, he crashing. Look at Alex. Look at Kenta. You showing up to the women's game now? Yeah, he's crossing the line. You crossing the line! You drag or something? Oh, they said get him out of here. Huh? I can't tell enough.
Trying to break through is a wall. They are using raw magnetic force to smash protons together. They want to pierce the veil of the 12 dimensions. The human body is built on a foundation of carbon. Carbon's atomic number is 6. Carbon has 6 protons, it has 6 neutrons, and it has 6 electrons. This is the carbon-6 footprint, and carbon is physically dense. Carbon degrades over time. Carbon breaks down under stress. Carbon is the foundational building block of the dense physical matrix that we live in. And you're currently operating inside of a carbon-6 biological vehicle, this beautiful body that we all have. This vehicle anchors your consciousness into a fixed grid. It anchors you heavily into this thing called time. And it anchors you heavily into this beautiful space we call Earth. Now, the number 12 is the boundary wall. It represents the 12-dimensional constructs that govern the reality as we know it here on Earth. You take 6 and you double it. You can look at the 12 hours on a clock face. You can look at the 12 months on a calendar. The number 12 is the absolute boundary of the carbon-based system. 6 plus 6, again, equals 12. It's a mirroring effect. When you hit the number 12, you hit the outer edge of the simulation. You hit the thick wall of physical density. So what CERN is trying to break through is a wall. They are using raw magnetic force to smash protons together. They want to pierce the veil of the 12 dimensions. They are attempting to force their way into the 14th dimensional tera-electron field. The 14th dimensional field is the escape velocity. It is the exact frequency where physical matter stops being dense and starts becoming programmable light. Before they turned it on, scientists were terrified. They went on television and they warned the public that the collider might create a microscopic black hole and they said it could swallow the Earth. I don't know why they did it anyway, but that fear was broadcasted across the globe. But the fear was just the distraction. The black hole was never the real goal. The real goal was finding what we call as the God particle. And in 2012, they announced they found the Higgs boson, which is the God particle. They found that exact particle that gives all other matter its mass. But Finding the mass was just step number one. Once they understood how mass works, they started to learn how to manipulate it. They realized that if you control the Higgs field, you can control the density of reality.
The Higgs field? Like Higgs field AI? Just a coincidence, I'm assuming. Shout out to Abundance 10,000. Very interesting stuff right here. I can't help but wonder if the data centers have anything to do with all of this.
Rumblings of an economic crash are no longer distant thunder over the horizon. They are the ground shaking beneath our feet, with hard data screaming the warning that the globalists and central bankers refuse to admit. RV sales have collapsed. Barbecue prices skyrocket as cattle disappears.
Reality is we have too much capacity for processing for the number of cattle we have right now. The packing industry's been running at a loss for at least a year and a half, maybe longer.
Bill Pauley from the Quad Cities Chamber of Commerce says in the last 4 years, the number of cattle in the country has declined by around 10%, leading to closures of processing plants like in Joslin.
They feel constrained and not able to raise prices because consumers are sensitive to price.
Those declines then lead to more issues for cattle farmers like Lyman.
It also affects how many we have available to buy to feed, and by extension how many are available for the packing industry to utilize as well.
American Express is slashing credit limits even for customers with perfect scores and zero balances. And even strippers aren't making any money. Clear signs the consumer economy is imploding from the bottom up.
The market's to a church with a casino attached, and people can move between the church and casino, and I would say there are more people in the church and more people in the casino, but the casino's gotten very attractive to people. You know, if you're buying one-day options or selling them, I mean, that's not investing, it's not speculating, it's gambling, just totally.
The Bank of Japan has already wargamed the nightmare scenario of the dollar losing its reserve status as creditors lose trust. This isn't some random market correction. It's the deliberate unraveling of the old system so the new one can be forced down our throats.
6G surveillance system will not only be able to see you through walls, I mean, literally, they'll be able to see movement signatures through walls because the 6G infrastructure will be so dense. There's so many relay stations with the 6G that they'll have an active surveillance grid where, like, literally real time seeing where every single individual is, particularly in major cities.
That your country is falling. India is taking over,
and I'm going to stop that. I'm going to stop.
Do your best.
I'm going to stop the invasion from a bunch of.
I'm going to become a debate bro. I'm going to take his job. I'm going to debate. It's going to be great.
What follows that crash will be far worse than empty shelves or worthless dollars. Out of the ashes will rise the global credit prison, a digital gulag modeled directly on China's social credit nightmare. And the elites have been training for it in plain sight. For example, invite-only classes at Stanford, attended by the likes of Bill Gates' daughter, have focused on controlling society and ruling the world.
See, even the media doesn't get what this really is. It's not a class. It's a local command ship, just like the Chinese have their Confucian societies in the U.S. Bill Gates' daughter, the Communist Chinese, Bill Gates' daughter reportedly took secret Stanford class on how to rule the world. So she's Dick Dastardly, and old Gates is literally the equivalent of a modern Hitler. And so we've fixed it right here for you.
Every purchase, every post, every opinion, step out of line, question then refuse the jab, listen to the wrong music, and your score plummets. Is the awful truth set in motion that they don't want you to see. The crash is the battering ram, and the global credit prison is the cage they're building to lock us all inside. John Bound reporting for the Alex Jones Network at alexjoneslive.com.
What if the New York City subway tunnels weren't actually built in 1904, but found? What if workers digging beneath Manhattan discovered tunnels and structures that were already there, remnants of an older city buried beneath New York? The first New York City subway officially opened in October of 1904. But think about what this project supposedly required. Workers had to excavate miles beneath one of the most crowded cities in America, move enormous amounts of earth and rock, construct underground stations, install tracks, ventilation, electrical systems, and then somehow connect everything beneath streets already filled with buildings and infrastructure. And much of the early system was built using what was known as cut and cover. Entire sections of city streets were opened from above, the subway constructed underneath, and then the streets were rebuilt over it. But photographs from this period are where the theory gets interesting. They show enormous excavations beneath New York, massive stone and brick structures, arches, vaults, and underground spaces that can almost look older than the city being constructed above them. Then you realize New York already has layers beneath New York, old foundations, abandoned infrastructure, forgotten passageways, and remnants of earlier versions of the city buried underneath the modern streets. What if some workers weren't starting from nothing? What if they discovered portions of an older underground system and incorporated them into the subway being constructed? And if something older really was beneath Manhattan, who built it?
Now to a deepening mystery here in New York City. Police are investigating new video of 3 people emerging from a sewer in New York City. It's just the latest in a series of similar and disturbing incidents in recent weeks. Here's ABC's Morgan Norwood.
Tonight, the NYPD investigating this new video showing 3 people climbing out of a Manhattan manhole in the middle of the night. Wow. One by one, some in all black, wearing waders and headlamps, emerging to the street just feet from Penn Station in Madison Square Garden. It's the latest in a string of bizarre incidents in the belly of New York. This group, oddly similar to the ones police were trying to identify weeks ago. Seen here, also wearing waders, carrying flashlights, and prying open a manhole, then slipping into the sewer. In another incident, authorities investigating 7 men, also with headlamps and shovels, spawning from the sewer system in Brooklyn. One guy almost gets hit by a car. Police think these groups are hunting for valuables. The city's Department of Environmental Protection says it inspected the sewers around this latest incident and found no damage to the infrastructure.
And Lindsay, officials stress that entering the sewer system is not only extremely dangerous, but it's also illegal.
Why isn't anybody talking about 2 men popping out of a manhole in New York City at 4:19 in the morning? Somebody in New York City filmed 2 men climbing out of a manhole dressed just like this man is at 4:19 in the morning. Tell me that's normal. Matter of fact, look at this shit. Nah. Y'all thought I was lying, right? Look at this.
They really do.
Where they going? Pardon me. Wow. 3 men.
They really do that shit. Yo, I was just...
And where's the cops? Where's NYPD? In May, you had 6 men pop out a manhole in Brooklyn. Same month, you had 3 men pop out a manhole in Queens. Apparently, they're down there either planning for something or they're doing something. Now think about how many terror threats we have in New York that we don't even know about. You got people that don't fit the description of people that work in the manhole coming out of a manhole at 4:19 in the morning. Now, if you go back to June, there was a big police investigation launched about these men going in and out of manholes, but we never heard anything else about it. And you fast forward to now, they're back in the manholes. What are they doing in the manholes? What's down there that we don't know about? Pay attention.
Homeboy came out the manhole looking like Super Mario. Shout out to Expensive Talk. That's a very creepy thought. What are they doing down there? Look like they could be planning a heist, GTA style.
There was a recent apocalypse in America, but it's not talked about much. In Ashfall, Nebraska, there is a fossil bed of animals completely preserved in ash. Supposedly, a single volcano in Idaho covered everything in ash from there to Mexico. Volcanoes were used for geothermal power plants similar to the California Geysers power plant. They pump water into a geothermal hotspot and it produces steam energy. This water literally creates earthquakes. There are underground rivers. There are underground lakes and oceans. They tap into these geothermal chambers to tap into supercritical water. Supercritical water moves like gas and dissolves rocks. It lowers their melting point. People used it to generate clean energy. They claim this is a natural structure, but it was infrastructure for geothermal energy harvesting. Notice how we have all these massive volcanic craters near these water sources. Mount Babel, Canada is one of these examples. The Tower of Babel was a radio or frequency tower. There are dozens along the Mississippi alone. Look, they were part of the motherboard that melted down. Also in places like Mexico and China, there are streams of mercury under these grids. Mercury can transmit radio signals and create cymatic patterns. Architecture is solid music or cymatics. Cymatics also generate heat. Every building played its part in regulating the flow of energy. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a CME that started the frying of the grid. The grid that some people call Tartaria melted down. Geothermal, hydroelectric, and ethereal energy powered these towers. As the grid broke down, it created this volcanism that changed the atmospheric pressure. Lower atmospheric pressure reduces the melting point of objects. The cymatic and geothermal energy combined with the low pressure melted the landscape. This is not a mountain, this is a structure. We see this all over the world. It was a worldwide grid. This is not carved, this is ornate detailing. Nobody carved this and then made it unlevel. These are structures. Small pockets survived. There are many stories of people going underground to survive an apocalypse. America has the biggest cave systems on Earth, and there is a labyrinth underneath most cities. Supposedly these animals were covered in feet of ash. Look at the distance from the surface. But there are human footprints in ash in Nicaragua and Mexico that have been found. It only took 90 hours for a major stratum deposit in Bishop, California. This is all a rapid deposit, right near Crowley Lake. So we see some things are buried rapidly, and this is all over the world. Look. And these craters are all over the world. A lot of what people call rock formations are actually part of the old infrastructure. Look, see? And obviously many people were prepared for the cataclysms. They always give you far out dating for these events, but dendrochronology, carbon dating, uranium dating, etc., they're all flawed. Look. If you factor in mass flooding, carbon dating is not reliable. The geothermal event of 1816 wasn't even that long ago. This was part of a more recent reset, in conjunction with the new Madrid quakes. And these events basically cause above and below ground landslides and tsunamis. And there was an ongoing world war or series of world wars at the same time. This is the loop of reset wars. You get a natural collapse, you get wars on both sides of that collapse, then you get repopulation and indoctrination.
Makes me think of the mercury that's under the pyramids. And it has to do with cymatics. Shout out to Taylor Durden. Very interesting stuff right here.
In Gary, Indiana, there's about 8 data centers that have power, while the rest of the population doesn't have power at all. Because when it comes to this technocratic system that's being cultivated by the Trump administration, everything is based on artificial intelligence technology, which is why 6 months before the blackout, Palantir, they had a sign hanging up on the highway in Gary, Indiana. So it's a Hegelian dialectic principle, problem, reaction, solution to set up their systems of control. The founder of Palantir is Peter Thiel, and when you unscramble his name, it's an anagram for the word the reptilian. So this basically denotes the fact that we live in a prison planet because everything is based on the energy extraction. So these data centers are being used as a mechanism for the archonic forces who are draconian reptilian to siphon the sustenance of Earth and from the chosen.
Yeah, something's definitely off. Reminds me of Stranger Things. Hawkins, Indiana. 8 data centers still have power while everybody is living in darkness. Not to mention, Michael Jackson movie came out. That's when Michael Jackson was born. Shout out to BDell1014.
Who the fuck is hanging these kids? Who's hanging these kids? And one thing's for sure, black people are damn sure not hanging themselves. Correct. They're not going up in trees hanging themselves. And you know what? The silence of communities, the silence of governance, the silence of cities and municipalities is deafening. Almost 24 young black kids are strung up in trees and nobody thinks it's an issue.
And that's a wrap. Hope you enjoyed the deep dive. If you enjoyed this video, please consider to give it a like. Subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Shout outs to all the reactors. Thanks again. Till next time.